What's up, everybody? This is Lonnie Hamilton, your stylist's favorite hairstylist. Well, anyway, for those who don't know about me, I've been in the business for over 20 years, and in that time, I've met some very interesting people. Some of those people were stars, some of those people were legends, but some of my most memorable people and good friends are everyday people like me and you. And I just want to shine a light on some of the things that they're doing. They're very interesting people, and they're doing a lot in the community, and their stories are inspiring, and I want to share those with you. So I hope you like the series, and thank you.
You the coldest. I just wanna know, put you on it. How much to your teacher? Knowledge is the motherfucking key.
Welcome, everyone. I want to welcome you to Studio Sessions with Lonnie Hamilton. I have a very special guest here today, someone I've known for a very long time and have watched grown. You may know her from Something by Sonjia. This is Sonjia Williams. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so how you doing?
I'm good. Just living my best LA life. I've been there for like a year and a half now, so it's been good living
I
there.
remember when you told me that you were going to LA, and I was like, damn, this is one of my best clients leaving to go to LA. And I was so mad, but I was so happy at the same time because I knew what you were trying to do, doing big things, So, but today, what we're gonna do, we want to talk a little bit about how you made it, where you're at right now, and some future stuff. But let's get a little personal.
Okay.
Let's talk about where you basically come from for those who don't know.
I always say Roxbury because I probably lived in Roxbury longer than any other part of Boston, but at one point I lived in JP, I've lived in Mattapan, I've lived in Dorchester. So I've lived in so many different other parts of Boston, so I'm obviously like from Boston. And it's funny when I meet people and they're like, oh, I'm from Boston. I'm like, oh, really? Where are you from? And they're like, I'm from Worcester. I'm like, no, you're not from Boston.
It's
Sorry.
totally different.
And I feel bad. I always call out people like, you're not from Boston. But born and raised here, went to Boston Public Schools. I went to college in Newton, LaSalle College, where I studied fashion design. My mom taught me how to sew, so that was kind of something that was instilled in me at a pretty young age. I was 12, I used to watch her make our like Halloween costumes and the things that I would just kind of like wear to school sometimes. And I don't know, I still think it's like the coolest thing in the world that it's just like fabric that comes on a roll, and you just, do your own thing, and then it becomes like a whole entire outfit.
Yeah. It's so funny. I've known you for like 12 years, and I've always known you to be like fearless. Like with your hair, obviously, with your hair colors, things like that. But also in your fashion, right? Like I've always looked at you as a person that just like, I don't even feel like you just fit in as a designer. You're just a creative. So I always knew that about you and always respected that about you.
Well, I think it's like, I feel like we've always had a really good relationship in the way that like, even before we started doing color in my hair, it was just like, let's just do fun things with my hair. And I think I wanted you to be able to, as a creative person, to be able to like, hey, I'm your blank canvas, do some fun things, add some color, and I think since then it was just like, all right, let's go crazy. One of like my most like known hairstyles is like when I did the first time around when I did Project Runways when my hair was blue. Everybody remembers that my hair was blue on Project Runway, and I remember it very specifically. I went in and I was like, I kind of want brown. And you were like, brown?
Brown? Hold up, nah, you going to tell me.
Yeah, you were like, let's do purple. And I was like, oh no, purple's too crazy. And then you were like, well, how about blue? And I was like, something about blue was like, you know what? Let's try it.
Purple was too much, right? But blue was like
perfect.
Right.
But something about blue just seemed like a little more subtle. I don't know, in my brain.
Yeah.
So we went with blue, and it became like a thing. Like it really, you were kind of ahead of the time before people were really doing colors and kind of crazy things with their hair. And I think it was important to me to like kind of stand out and do my own thing, but also hairstyles that felt very me. And so I think that it was something going on the show and having this like fun new hair was definitely like a huge part of like what people know me for, like with my hair.
I think that was the biggest risk we had took
At that point.
at that point. We've done a lot of different haircuts, but the color was definitely like
That was a
different,
defining moment in like my
What?
hair story or our hair relationship. But like I think it was important because I think my relationship with my hair was different. Where it was like I didn't really love my hair, so I used to wear a lot of extensions and things that was just like, oh, I have to have long hair to feel pretty. And it wasn't until like I started going to you and I started actually taking more care of my hair and my hair was starting to grow and I was like finally feeling like, okay, you know what? I can feel confident in my hair and I can, whether it's short or long, like this is me and I love the fact that I don't look like anybody else.
Right.
And I think even now that's something that I've embraced, especially with my hair.
So you did talk about Project Runway, and you've been on it multiple times as an all-star. What was that experience like?
Oh God, I always describe it as kind of like a roller coaster of emotions because I think doing Project Runway for me at least, it's hard to explain or to be prepared for something like that. You don't really know what you're getting yourself into, and then you're literally thrown in there and you're like, okay, I guess I gotta, and you have no idea how to, and I think, so for me, one of the biggest takeaways were, I think I would be designing at home before I did Project Runway, and there's something just didn't come to me. I'd be like, oh, I'll come back to it tomorrow in a couple days, or when I feel more motivated, where they're like, okay, you got 30 minutes to sketch, you have 30 minutes to shop, and then you have maybe 12 hours to make a garment, and then that's it. There's no, I don't feel like it, or I'm not in the mood, or I don't feel inspired. You have to pick some kind of memory from like way back in your brain, something that inspired you at some point in time to create a look. And so I don't give myself this like excuse of I don't feel inspired enough to do it. That's probably one of the biggest takeaways I've had. And then I think doing All Stars, I think I really was like able to kind of like find my design aesthetic, where I was like, oh, you know what? This is who I am as a designer, and this is the type of things I like to make, and this is what sets me apart from other people. So I think that was pretty important for me.
When did you know, like a passion, your passion, you could turn it into a business?
I feel like I'm still learning that. But one thing I will say is that when I decided to go from Project Runway to doing Project Runway All-Stars, like you try out for Project Runway, but they pick who they want to be on Project Runway All-Stars. So you get a call saying, hey, we want you to do the show. And obviously you decide whether or not you want to do it. And so I think one of the deciding factors for me was, like, I know that, you know, they'll use me for what they need, but what am I going to do? So I think that was really important for me to figure out. And I think once I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to go back onto the show, I need to make sure that I have things to sell, that I'm actually starting something, because otherwise, like, what is the point of me doing it? The day that Project Runway All-Star aired was the day that I started, like, my line, where I had, like, it was like I had if you were actually there, I had, like, a premiere party, and it was also, like, a kind of like the premiere of my line. Like, okay, you can now shop the store, and that's something that that kind of right. It was like, okay, you know what? Hey, buy my stuff. You wanna? I'll be on TV. This is the perfect time to promote it.
Right away.
And then I realized that after I did that, it was like, oh, I kind of started a business. Like I didn't really realize. I knew I wanted to have things to sell. I know I wanted people to buy my stuff, but I don't think I realized at that moment that I was actually starting a business.
Now that you are in the public eye, people know your name, you know.
Like kind of balancing everything.
Yeah, balancing that.
I'm thankful enough to have like my family who's so supportive. Like I live with my sister who's constantly like my like support system. I have friends who get it. Like people who just understand that this is a huge part of my life. And if you want to be a part of my life, understand that this is going to take precedence over a lot of other things. My life is my brand because I spend so much time on it. It's like, I think what comes first, but I also feel like it's like, you have to surround yourself with people who understand that this is a huge part of my life. And so if you want to be a part of my life, you need to also understand that. And just having people around you that support you
So
Okay.
let's talk about relationships.
Okay, sure. It's a great topic.
So you have been in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You've lived in Boston.
Uh-huh.
You live currently now in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the best men?
Best men.
Like who are the guys that are like, you know, like
out of the 3 cities.
like who's the best? Yeah, like
when I dated in Boston, I don't know if I feel like I took Boston men seriously. And it may be in that realm they didn't take me
she
that
was
seriously
young.
either.
She
I
was
was a
young.
little
She
younger.
didn't know,
But Boston men weren't that great. Let's be honest. LA men are trash. They are the worst, the bottom of the barrel. They are beneath the ground.
Damn.
I think it's hard. You're living in a city where like people are so focused on trying to build their, whether they're actors or whether they're singers or whatever you are. It's a city of dreams. So because you have people who are so focused on trying to build whatever they want to do, they're not necessarily focused on trying to like build a relationship.
Yeah.
And which is fine, but I think it's like it's that honesty that's missing. It's like, oh no, I'm all about you, and then it's like, and then
But
they'll
I'm
just
really
ghost
not.
you.
I'm actually
At all, and they'll just they'll just ghost you, and you'll just never hear from them again.
Yeah.
New York men, I think, are a little more honest for the most part, where if somebody likes you and they're really interested in you, like at least the experience that I have is like, yo, like, what's up? And it's like,
they always got a story though. They always be having a story. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how
I think
felt
I think you just feel away because you're from Boston.
Maybe.
I don't know. I haven't dated.
It's all we all. It's all good.
The guy that I'm currently dating is from Boston, so that's. That's.
Brothers in Boston.
But I think, I don't know. I think person to person, there are whack men everywhere, and there are great men everywhere. So I think it's hard to just put everybody in a box.
What's next for Sonjia? What are your goals and aspirations?
I'm trying to be a little more intentional. I think that I spend so much time like in it that I don't spend enough time trying to like strategically like plan how to like be on the next level. So I'm kind of working on trying to actually like write things down, because I think when you write it down it becomes more real to you versus like keeping it in your head. Like actually writing things down and saying, I want this for myself and I want that for myself. I currently spend so much time actually sewing. I think production wise, I want to start doing more production so that I'm not behind a sewing machine all day. Because it's hard to build a brand when you're spending all your time sewing.
It's so funny to hear you say that, because it's like me being a hairstylist, like being behind a chair. I'm so busy. It's like I don't have time to sit down and be like, oh, I want to start. Let's do something different.
Yeah.
Let's create something different. I'm just always behind the chair doing something. Execute. Right? I think a lot of people want to know, like, what would you say your aesthetic is? Like when people see your clothing, I know how I feel when I see your clothing. And I can definitely get the feel when I see you in your clothing, like, but what do you want people to know? What do you think they, should take from your design?
I think one thing that's always been important to me is that, I know a lot of designers who don't really wear their own clothes. So it's always important to me to like, is this something I'd actually wear?
Yeah.
I think people need more everyday clothes, like things you can actually wear all the time. So I wear my clothes every day, and it's something that I could like dress up or dress down. And like, do I feel comfortable and do I feel confident? If you're not comfortable, then you don't feel confident. You're kind of like, I don't know, does this look right? Does it feel right? You're constantly pulling and tugging and sucking in. And so I think about those things when I create clothes. Is this something that's a woman's gonna put on and automatically get a boost of confidence? Or will she feel insecure about it? So I try to make things that women can feel confident in when they wear my style. I think there are enough people creating occasional clothes. I often don't need a gown. Where the hell am I going? I don't need a gown. Like maybe once or twice a year I need a gown. I want to make clothes that people can wear forever
Right.
until the end of time, and just like it'll always be in their closet.
The way you wear an article, I see it again, and it's totally different. Like, it's like, I see what you did, you know. But too, like you said, I feel like you don't go on trend. You have your own thing all the time. Like, you know, it could be, you know, if skinny jeans are in, you got something that's flaring out, and you know, so I always appreciate it, and I recognize that you just not just making articles because it's in, right? Because those things will go out of style. All these trends or all these fashion, they actually came from somewhere, from a smaller, you know, someone made this design, right? So, you know, what's the difference between, you know, of like a Louis Vuitton picking up something that you've done, put it in the stores and charging you like thousands and thousands of dollars more, and you're probably not getting, you know,
a quarter of that.
Like not like even less than that. Like, you know. So.
And I think it's crazy to me that, you know, like even with Black businesses, like we put so much of our money into brands that we can barely afford but don't support our own people. Exactly. And I think I find that absolutely insane. Like because our dollars go so far, because we shop so much. If we spent even a quarter of our money that we spend shopping just on Black businesses, they'd be thriving so much more.
Let's talk about it. I mean, you know what?
You know, I just think we should be supporting Black businesses more, and whether it means that, and this is not just retail, whether it's your plumber, whether it's, you know, I do think that in those businesses, obviously there should be a level of professionalism, because I think that's a topic of conversation. But I find that there are plenty of people who own their businesses and they're about their business and still don't get enough support, if for nothing else, from their people. Right. And I think that's absolutely insane.
Right. We're so critical of like businesses, you know, mom and pop businesses, you know, but you allow like these bigger, you know, corporations or businesses to, you know, treat us like junk.
Treat us like crap.
But
they'll
at least they'll
hunt you down while you're in the store. Think you're stealing, yet you're putting thousands of dollars into Gucci and Fendi.
They don't care.
And there's nothing wrong with If you like shopping expensive brands, there's nothing wrong with that. I only ask that people also think about the smaller businesses as well.
Any lasting words that you want people to know about you or know about the biz, or?
No matter what it is you want to be in life, like you have to just have the mindset that just to never give up on it. I read this amazing book called The $100 Startup, and what I got from the book is that like even with just $100, you can start a business. You can start something. It's not about like you having the best equipment or this or that. There's something that you could always be doing. Get creative to get where you want to be at. And I think people oftentimes think, oh, I need all this money, and it's great. Who doesn't want a lot of money to start something off with? But if you don't have it, you can start. You gotta create something. Yeah. People are so quick to just ask for advice that has taken you years to learn, and I think that there's nothing wrong with asking people to a question or two, but to kind of guide you. Right. But I think it's kind of weird that people feel so comfortable, you know, just extracting information that has taken you not only time and money to learn that, and they think they can just get it from you with just a question or two. Like
sometimes they're entitled.
Yeah, it's like, so what factories you use? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I think I find myself to be very giving with information, but I also think it's like people don't necessarily aren't offer you anything in return, but want a lot out of it. Right. And I think that's kind of crazy.
You can find Sonjia Williams at somethingbysonjia.com.
My page, Something by Sonjia. Also have a Sonjia Williams Instagram page as well, and on Facebook, Sonjia Williams and Something by Sonjia as well. Yes. You gotta keep it continuous.
Yeah, always. Ladies and gentlemen, Sonjia Williams, somethingbysonjia.com.
I think you are amazing stylists for a bunch of reasons, and I think anybody who's lucky enough to have you lay your hands on their heads is a very lucky person.